Dear participants, welcome to the session Succeed as a Business Analyst or How to Be a Successful Business Analyst. This is no better time, there is no better time to be a business analyst than now. I've been training business analyst aspirants since last 10 plus years. But this year, after COVID, it has been raining business analyst jobs. And individuals who would normally you see work very hard or who would aspire for this role today, almost everyone is having multiple job offers in hand. So we should be thankful to the industry and we should be thankful to the stars. Still, whether you are an applicant or whether you are on the job, this is an exciting role and this is a role which is a bit exact and demanding also. So industry knows what they expect out of you. So it is prudent for you to be well prepared when you join this profession. You should be aware about the tools, techniques, methods, software which a business analyst employs and deploys on the job. So my job today will be to expose to you, to provide you exposure in all these areas. And also I will talk about the career opportunities, and I will also talk about fundamentals of business analysis, fundamentals of IT business analysis, etc. So without waiting any further, let us start right away. You are welcome to write your questions in the question window. Time to time, I will check them and I will answer them. So we start now, and the webinar starts, How to be a successful business analyst. This is a true 5-star career. And in this 5-star career, once you get into this role, there is no looking back. This is an international career, and this career has got immense continuity. So when I say this career has got immense continuity, when I write requirement documents utilizing Microsoft Word, this has been my tool and this has been my software since 1995. When I work on Microsoft Visio and I prepare requirement models, I've been using Visio since 1998. So immense continuity, excellent opportunity, and n number of jobs. So this is a true 5-star career, and I'm happy all of you are here and all of you explore this career. Before I take you to the index of the session and before I take you to the details, allow me to introduce myself. I am your trainer for this session. My name is Vijay Shukla. I have been training, teaching and coaching business analyst and product management aspirants since last 10 years. This is my weekend vocation and this is my passion, and this is where I found my calling for life, because I could, in my small way, I can make an impact. And so far, I've been able to successfully help 1500 plus people in this role. And I am happy to provide, corporate trainings to in-house business analysts. And on the weekend, I also provide, training through my corporate classes. Academically, I've completed my Bachelor's of Engineering from IIT Roorkee and Master's in Management from IIT Bombay. And those of you who would like to connect with me, this is my LinkedIn profile. I would be so happy if you connect with me over LinkedIn. So I'm sharing my LinkedIn profile to all of you. Right now, just focus on the webinar, and at the end, whenever you have time, you can visit my profile. This is what we are going to cover in this webinar. So you can see there are 5 distinct areas. Fundamentals of business analysis, fundamentals of IT business analysis. How do you switch to the business analyst role? How do you prosper as a business analyst? Followed by question and answer and an open career session. And within fundamentals of business analysis, we will start with what is business analysis, what is IT business analysis. What is the IT business analyst role? Some of you may be new to IT industry. So I will talk about software development lifecycle methodologies like waterfall and Scrum. And what are the outputs which you need to produce while you work as a business analyst? You see, the career is great, the opportunity is big, but at the end of the day, when you are on the job, for you to succeed, you have to prepare certain outputs. And your outputs will be seen by all the stakeholders of the project, including the client, who may be a big bank from New York, who may be a insurance company from Singapore, or maybe the biggest hotel chain in the world. So you have to be exact in your outputs. As you have told me, and as I could see, many of you are aspirants to the business analyst role. So I will tell you, how do you switch to a business analyst role? So I do not have a magic wand in my hand that I make you a business analyst like this. So that is a limitation, but I have excellent clarity that if you acquire certain key skills and if you master certain key software and with your unique background, in a matter of 2 to 3 months, you can acquire skills which will be similar to the skill and arsenal in possession that of a business analyst with 6 to 8 years of experience. With this level of skill and with your unique background and the kind of requirements which exist for this role today, you can switch over to this role. And then if you have the right skills, it is as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember these numbers, I'll repeat again. You may become a business analyst. How do you prosper in this role? So what is the career path? What are some unusual perks for this role? Are there some lifetime adventures? I'll share all of them. Then a business analyst has to provide solutions. He has to provide solutions to businesses. When a business analyst provides solutions to businesses over time, he acquires mastery over certain key domains or certain business areas. So I will talk about the key industries or key domains that there is a good demand of business analysts. And finally, there will be an open career and question and answer and an open career session. You may write if you have anything specific in your mind which you would like me to address during the webinar, you can just write that in the question window, and at the opportune time, I'll answer that. And it is my habit, as the webinar proceeds, time to time, I check that. So we start with fundamentals of business analysis. So our goal, to set the context again, is to take up a business analyst role or an IT business analyst role at a reputed software company, for example, like TCS or Accenture or IBM, and prosper in that career. So this is our role. So let us start with what is business analysis. And then I'll take you to the IT business analyst role, IT business analyst activities, etc. So if you focus on this word, IT business analysis, you can see it has two components, business and analysis. So business is defined as a work to be done or matter to be attended. So companies have certain objectives. So an automobile company like Suzuki Motor Company has to manufacture, sell and service automobiles. A bank has to, manage and maintain savings accounts. They have to advance loans and so many other activities. So businesses have, to conduct innumerable activities. How do businesses identify what are the opportunities which they are to take up? So businesses are incepted with a vision and mission. So to achieve this vision and mission, businesses must carry out innumerable activities, not one, not two, many, many, and more than many. So say, for example, a telecom company, not only does it have to provide subscribers, the network, but it has to sign up for new subscribers every month because there may be natural attrition. An insurance company has to generate new business in form of new insurance policies sold. A bank must facilitate banking operations for its account holders. An automobile company must provide service network for the vehicles it sold. So businesses have goals. They have to serve their customers, or they have to achieve these goals in an optimal or in a manner which is better than their competitors. Analysis is detailed examination of the elements or structure of something. So this is the detailed examination of elements. So for our process, for an objective, what we do, we analyze that business goal, that business problem by getting into the elements. It is also defined as separation of something into its component parts. Say you are an analyst, business analyst, and you have been hired by the IRCTC ticket booking company or IRCTC ticketing organization. They ask you to optimize the current ticket booking process. So many of you would have booked the UC railway tickets earlier. So as an analyst, first thing which you take out, if when you have to act as a business analyst, you utilize your worldly or you utilize your real life experience. So now you know that while you book a ticket on IRCTC portal, the steps are something like this: login, train selection, itinerary selection, passenger details, payment, ticket confirmation, and ticket printing. So what you will do, you will focus on one element at a time, one activity at a time, and you will try to remove if there is any inefficiency, if there is any friction. And on, simply speaking, on critical modern measures of performance like cost, quality, service, speed, warmth, etc., you would like to improve upon the process. So analysts have a goal. That goal is that of improvement. Improving what? Improving or coming up with a solution of a business problem, and which business problem you need to solve, basically, which is that the priority of the business. So you need to understand what is the priority of your business also. So analysis is about insights. Analysis is about improvements. Analysis is about finding a viable. When I say viable, it is economically, technically, culturally, and legally viable solution to a business problem. So as an analyst, you need to understand the priority of your business. You need to come up with a solution which is economically, technically, culturally, and legally viable. So this is your job, to come up with a solution. Whether or not you use information technology, whether or not you use some other tool, that's secondary. Your solution has to be accepted by the client. It has to be relevant. When I started my job straight out of college, after I completed my master's in management from School of Management, IIT Bombay, I was hired by a company which posted me to, so this company was a Singapore-based company, First Apex Entity Data System, which posted me to the city of Tokyo. And Tokyo is a big city, and it is a lively city. It runs by the clock, by not only, and they measure, when I say by the clock, they measure everything in seconds, not even minutes. So this is a typical Monday morning view at the local metro station. Trains run on time, so much so if your train is late by more than a minute, when you get out of the station, they give you a slip that look, train is running late, and that's why you are late by a minute. And every person will then deposit, because of his self-respect, he will deposit the slip at the office that, look, I was coming on time, only the trains were late. So trains normally run on time, but there is one challenge. There are doors of these compartments which, unless they close in a proper manner, the train won't move ahead. So what's the solution? So this is a typical business problem. So what's the solution? Look, so as an analyst, you have to find a solution. You may have a solution in your mind. You can note that down. And when we start brainstorming the solutions, to start with, there is no right or wrong. We come up with multiple solutions. We refine those solutions. We discuss those with the stakeholders and then implement the best solution available. So don't worry if your solution is different than what I would show to you what Japan Railway has implemented in Tokyo. See this. So what they do, they have hired official pushers. So these pushers will push the passengers into the compartment so that the doors can close. Now this is a viable solution for them. For some other geography, it may not be okay. So business analysis is all about providing solutions to the business problem. This is business analysis. And which problem? The problems which businesses think that you need to provide solutions for. So everyone should be in sync what problems are to be solved, because you and your team cannot solve all the problems at one time. Second thing which you should know, this problem solving or this coming up with viable solutions is not an activity in isolation. This is a teamwork. You are a business analyst. You have to propose solutions. You have to document your proposals. All that is fine, but this is not done in isolation. So there will be a team. You will be part of that team. Your job will be to understand the requirements of the client. Your job will be to come up with the solutions. But since if these are IT projects, there will be team members who will be developing the solutions. There will be team members who will be implementing the solution. Your job will be to focus on requirements. So if this is business analysis, to understand the requirement, prioritize the requirement among the many, and come up with a solution. So then what is IT business analysis? Why it has become so important today? Why it has become a career which is so much in demand? And I'll tell you that today, students whom I would have taught, ordinary students whom I shall not say ordinary, you see students who would have been starting their career in 2017, 2018 from, you see, normal colleges, who they will come and they will ask me during this session that after this program, will I be able to join the tier 1 companies? I would say then that for sure you will get that opportunity. It may take some time, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years for you. For best is to start now, and then along the way you will get better opportunities. 2021 has been the year when every person's desire to get into the tier 1 company, those who would have started their journey in 2017-18, has come true. Today is the time. If you leverage your past qualification, past expertise with the business analyst skills which I train and teach in my program, I run a weekend program. Opportunities are immediate. So I will talk about those opportunities also, but for now, let's focus on fundamentals of IT business analysis. Some of you might be interested that I talk about the career opportunity right away, but then I shall tell you these career opportunities are in several areas. Unless you acquire the right skills, the magical door will not open for you. So it is my endeavor that by the end of this session, you should be aware of what are the skills which you should acquire as a business analyst, and how you can leverage your current position or your current situation where you are right now, so that you move on to this role quickly. So coming back to this area, fundamentals of IT business analysis. But before I take you to fundamentals of IT business analysis, let me see if there are any questions which anyone has put up to me. Please tell me if I am audible. Someone has said that. Please confirm the audio. Okay. Please confirm if my video is visible to you as well, because my video is also being shown. Okay. Okay. So before I take you to fundamentals of IT business analysis, there is a question from which I think which can be addressed now. And the question is, does business analysis and IT business analysis are same? You see, if you work for an IT organization, an IT company, these roles, business and the role that of a business analyst or that of an IT business analyst is being used interchangeably. As I have told you that a business analyst has to find solutions. So what we do on IT projects, we leverage the power of information technology, or we leverage the power of UC software and platforms to come up with solutions. So if you are a business analyst on an IT project, you need to have those specific skills and those specific abilities so that you can work as a business analyst out there. So you can say that, yes, they are being used interchangeably in the IT sector. So let's focus on fundamentals of business analysis. IT business analysis. Today, almost every solution has got some intervention or facilitation of IT. I can talk to so many of you who have joined this session from across the globe. This is possible because we are using a platform like GoToWebinar, because internet is available, and so many other infrastructure technologies are available. For every business, IT has become an integral part of a business value chain. So we are using IT to come up with solutions. So who are IT business analysts? Let us understand. IT business analysts are business analysts who are working for new software development. So there are softwares which are being developed from scratch. So let's say you work on a software where a client wants you to develop a new portal wherein news items will be shared. Software customization. So customization is a word is used in IT industry, wherein existing softwares are modified, functionalities are added to it. So a portal like IRCTC, it doesn't remain static. It adds new features. Processes are improved. So that is software customization. Package implementation. There are so many pre-built packages. So these pre-built packages like SAP Suite or Oracle ERP, when they are implemented, the business analyst again has to understand the business processes of the client. These processes are to be configured in the package, and then the package is to be utilized. Another example can be implementation of a Finacle banking suite. Finacle is a software from Infosys. Let's say at a bank which has received a license, new software and vendor selection. So a business analyst working in an insurance company has to select a new customer relationship management software. At the cost of repetition, I will again tell you that as a business analyst, you are part of a team. Your recommendations, your outputs are important, but you are never the sole solution provider, or you are not the only one in the team. You have your role to play. That role we will understand shortly. So this is teamwork. So freshers, no need to be overwhelmed. Another question, whether business, how do we differentiate between the business analyst or business analysis and business analytics? You see, analytics as the word this word we use more when we talk about data, when we talk about data crunching. So as a business analyst, there may be analytics professionals in your team who may be helping you helping you and other team members with data. But this role is more on the managerial side. The analytics professional's role is more on the programming side. Now, let us understand why this role has become so important, why there is suddenly so much of demand of business analysts. And I'll tell you, business analysis is not something which is a new activity. So business analysis has become important because business analysts can create impact. So I'll tell you what impact is. So let's learn business analysis with some examples. Why Amazon one-click ordering was a game changer. So now I take you back to 1997 or 1998. Mind you, this is 2021. And why am I taking up an example from 1998? So I just read this out for you. You can also magnify the slide at your end, and I will. So I'm reading this report. September 12, 2017 marked the end of an era as the patent expired for Amazon one-click button for ordering. The idea that customers could enter in their billing, shipping, and payment information just once and then simply click a button to buy something going forward. So what? So simple an idea. Store the debit card information or credit card information, store the address, and with a single click, your merchandise is ordered and the shipment is made. So Amazon not only implemented this process on its web portal, it secured a payment also. In United States of America, process patents are allowed. And not only Amazon patented this process, it licensed this process, you can see, which I read here, though other retailers can now adopt one-click ordering without facing threats or lawsuits or having to pay license for it from Amazon. The future of e-commerce lies elsewhere, including, so this is post 2017. If you see here, this is the history. When Amazon first patented one-click e-commerce, it was in its formative years. And Amazon was primarily an online bookseller. In the late 1999, it sued rivals Barnes and Noble, alleging patent infringement of the one-click method. The lawsuit was settled in 2002. Apple began licensing the technology in 2000 for the use on its website and the iTunes platform. So $1.4 billion of revenue by a simple change by a smart business analyst. So moment your solutions become impactful, moment your solutions reach near infinite number of people, you become a career celebrity, you become a celebrity. Think of yourself working as a business analyst, say with WhatsApp platform or with Facebook platform or with Google search. Your analysis will impact not millions, it will impact billions. So business analysis becomes infinitely valuable whenever it has impact and scale. See another example. Some of you would have obtained a mobile phone, their first mobile phone in last 4 or 5 years. Some others would have obtained a mobile phone or activated a mobile SIM pre-2010 or pre-2011 when the Aadhaar stack was not available. Earlier, when you were to obtain a new mobile number, it used to take 24 to 36 hours. Fill out a form, pay the fee, provide your documents, and these documents will get activated in 24 to 36 hours. Does this happen today in this manner? No, definitely not. Some smart business analysts, some smart consultants have come up with a better process which leverages authentication utilizing the Aadhaar stack. So this is the current process. Provide identity, authenticate using a biometric device at a authorized center, pay the fee, and your mobile SIM gets activated in 30 minutes time. So this is IT business analysis. And your act could be as impactful as this. You need to be at the right place and at the right company. And in fact, you can make the difference. One student of mine who wished to join the business analyst role, he was a banker earlier. Today, he is working on a $10 billion multi-year project where the client is a bank and where all the legacy technology and legacy applications of the banks are now getting transformed into new and current technologies. So he's a business analyst there. So now his analysis and his outputs will have impact. He will have confidence and he will have a successful career having a long span. So this is the power of business analysis. And this is the opportunity which lies in this profession. And I have told you, when we talk about processes, it is all about cost, quality, service, speed, warmth, etc. So if you are to do process analysis, focus on these. Just focus on individual phase or individual step of the process. Try to improve upon these areas: cost, quality, service, speed, warmth, experience. So this is business analysis and IT business analysis. And there are so many other opportunities also. I can tell you, opportunities are more than many. See this. I show this to you. I am showing you a very simple user interface. You can read this. So this user interface is, I shall not say micro, it is a nano app, a nano mobile app or a micro mobile app. It has just 3 inputs to be done. So this is on my mobile phone. Say if you give me a call, I may request you to send your name and email address to me on my WhatsApp. I just copy and paste it here. So this nano app submits your information in this mobile app, and then you are in my emailing list, you are in my email management system, and I can continue to have an engagement with you. So this is yet another solution which a business analyst has come up for a business requirement. An individual professional like me, I can communicate with so many of my students and prospects with ease. How is it so? Because I'm using or leveraging the power of technology. So this is yet another example how business analysis is being utilized. So business analysis is something which is an incessant activity. Just as Ganga ji flows from Gangotri to Ganga Sagar, year after year and for thousands of years, business analysis as a job and as a profession will continue to exist because the world around us is changing very fast. We used to mark attendance using biometric machines. 2020, Corona happened. Now, facial recognition or facial attendance systems using, you see, facial contours have been implemented. So changes will happen all around us. As the changes will happen, business analysts have to respond to the change. They have to either recommend modifying the existing solution, new solutions when they will come up. They will also need to include, answer the requirements of the business. So this is a never-ending activity. It is not like that project has been implemented and now you are free. So allow me to check the questions if there are any. So far, we have covered what is business analysis and what is IT business analysis. In some time, some of you have raised your hands. I will give an opportunity for you to speak. So I will give an opportunity to 1, 2, or 3 of you who can put up your questions, live questions. And in any case, larger number of questions will be taken up at the end. All those who are interested to take up the business analyst role or who are applicants to the business analyst role, just send me a message over the question window that you have an interest, and just write interested out there so that interested or applicant out there so that I'm aware that you are on a lookout for a business analyst position on an immediate or a near immediate basis. Now, as an IT business analyst, let us get into a bit of detail. Let us get into nuts and bolts of this activity. Yes, you have to understand the business requirement. You have to come up with a solution, but that is a bit simplified. So who's a business analyst or who's an IT business analyst? I'm changing these, utilizing these words interchangeably. So a business analyst conducts and completes the requirements process on the project. As simple as this. You are the owner of the functional requirements for the project. And here, when I say the project is something like a software or a software system or a platform which is getting developed for the client. For the fact that we are developing a new software, for the fact that we are working on a platform, we need to understand what is software development life cycle. Because when we develop software, the development project goes through certain phases, which are, you can say, which are constant. Whatever project you may take up, there is a method through which software is developed. So you are a team member. You being the team member, you have your role to play, that of a business analyst, but you need to understand how the project will progress. What is going to be your role? So here, you need to understand the traditional software development life cycle, which has phases like analysis, design, development, testing, and implementation. At this moment, I am explaining the old method of software development, which is also known as the waterfall method of software development, wherein there are phases like analysis, design, development, testing, and implementation. Analysis is about identifying the expected behavior of the software, identifying the requirements which the client wishes to have in the software, is identifying the features and functionality of the software. So as you may guess, as a business analyst, it is your responsibility to engage with the client and to come up with the detailed requirements. So you prepare requirement documents. You conduct requirements elicitation activities or requirement. And so interview is one example of elicitation activity. There are many other ways through which you capture requirements from the client. So analysis is about behavior. Design is about structure. Simply speaking, if you want your automobile to run at 180 kilometers per hour, that means the structure of that automobile should be able to support that. An ordinary Maruti 800 will not run at 180 kilometers per hour for safety. So analysis is about behavior, design is about structure, analysis is the responsibility of business analyst or IT business analyst. Design is the responsibility of the software designer and software architect. So software designer is different than the GUI designer or UI UX designer. Basis analysis and design outputs, the development team led by project manager or delivery manager develops the software. For them, inputs are the analysis inputs, analysis documents, and design outputs. Once the software is developed, the software is tested by the testing team led by a test manager. Finally, softwares are implemented. Implementation is the process of installation of software and configuring it fit for use. So implementation involves installation, configuration, demonstration. So in fact, all of you would have implemented Windows 10 Professional or Windows 10 Home on your laptop if you would have installed it, because implementation is installation, configuration. Maybe you have someone small at your home, you would have demonstrated to him how one can use Windows. Training, hand holding, test run, parallel run, live run, etc. So this is implementation. Implementation for large complex softwares can even go in for months, ERP systems and all. So your job as the project will progress, will focus on requirements. When the project will start, you will document the requirements. Towards the end, you need to ensure whatever has been promised to the client, whether that functionality is available or not. And you will be the representative of your team to the client. So you will be the person who will be communicating with the client. In the traditional method of software development, was the waterfall method, analysis, design, development, testing, implementation was to be done only once. A one big bullet final release was given to the client. So this method was having so many shortcomings, and this method is not very good today in a dynamic world where requirements change quickly. So the client doesn't wait for 6 months or 8 months for full software to be delivered. What we do, we follow an incremental method, an adaptive method wherein we deliver software incrementally. This method of software development is known as Scrum. So a Scrum project is an incremental project wherein we complete the full software in multiple sprints. So a sprint is one delivery cycle, which is completed in a given duration. Again, in a given sprint, a subset of requirements of the software will be delivered to the client. Your job remains the same. Your job is to focus on requirements. If it was a traditional project, you would have been working on, among the many artifacts or outputs, requirements register or requirements catalog. The very same requirements register or requirements catalog is called as a product backlog on a Scrum project. So what we do, we focus on requirements. We are responsible for and accountable for product backlog and project success. Sometimes there is a role, product owner, which is similar to that of a business analyst. At this moment, I will not differentiate between the two. We can use it interchangeably. During my program, I take a full 4-hour lecture on Scrum. And from within that 4-hour lecture of Scrum, almost 30 to 40% of interview questions come from that lecture. So I will take this up. Just here you must understand that Scrum projects or projects which follow a Scrum framework are delivered in an incremental manner, and they are adaptive because the client provides the feedback after every delivery cycle, and they are transparent because client could see the progress. So transparency, incrementalness, and adaptiveness is the promise. And as a business analyst, your role remains the same. And since we are delivering something small after a given time, after every sprint, the project progresses at a predictable pace. So as a business analyst, if you work for a reputed company, IT company, it is likely that your project will follow a Scrum framework. So you need to understand the nuts and bolts of a Scrum framework also. Because as a team member, you need to understand what are the rules which the team has to follow. Your focus as a business analyst will remain on requirements and solutions. And when we talk about requirements and solutions, it is not one great idea that you have to come up with. It is a method, it has a process, and there are n number of outputs which you need to produce in a continuous manner while the project will progress. I will talk about all those outputs and software shortly. So what are various activities of a business analyst? So requirements is your main job. Over and above requirements, you have to, you may be involved in software implementation. You may be involved in quick testing of releases. Client account management is yet another activity which may come to you when you progress in your business analyst career. New process design. I have shown you an example of new process design. So the old process was using manual forms and all, and the new process is leveraging the Aadhaar stack. Advisory and consulting. So as you grow up, you would have seen it all. You would have done a similar project in the same geography or some other geography. So you grow up as an advisor, you grow up as a vice consultant. So these are your activities as a business analyst. You may be involved in some documentation also. I have done that so many times. So these are your activities, and I'll tell you each of these activities are so important. You have to face the client, and this is pure thrill if you know your game, if you know your skills. This is a very important slide. This slide requires a lot of focus, and this slide requires good attention. So I suggest each of you just view this slide. Focus on the outputs which you have to produce as a business analyst. This single slide can help someone who is already on the job explain his earlier projects. So requirement documents, requirement models, requirement visuals, and you have to do requirements management. So as the project will progress, the requirements will change their status, so you have to manage that. So let us take up the slide one by one, and let us see what is in store for you. Even those who are already working as a business analyst, please imbibe this slide. So you are as a business analyst, you are in charge of the requirements process of the project. You have to conduct and complete the requirements process. You have to understand the key business requirements of the client, and you have to come up with viable solutions. Now, for the development team to develop the solution, they need to understand the key requirements. For the same, you have to prepare requirement documents, requirement models, requirement visuals, and you have to do requirements management. While you do documentation, you have to prepare outputs like a functional requirement document, a software requirement specification document, a project charter, product backlog. You may have to write user stories. So all these outputs, if you know them, they are quite easy to produce. All you need is some basic command over English language. You need not be a writer like, say, any great English writer like Ruskin Bond or George Bernard Shaw. Or if you have some basic control over the English language, that's fine. And all we expect from you is to write in simple words. Models, UML models, BPMN models, and I'll show you what these outputs are shortly. So then visuals. So wireframe, how the software which we are going to develop, how it is going to look like. It is not that the client will see the software only, have the look of the software only when it has been delivered. So let's see. So this is an example of a process model or a BPMN model. Now, if you see this model here, now it is not only leveraging your own common sense or leveraging your own worldly exposure. You may be from the best institute in the world, but if you do not know business process modeling or business process model and notation, if you do not have access to a software like Visio, and if the client has not told you his process, you will not be able to prepare a model like this. But if you have access to all three, this is so quick and so easy. I'll give you a demonstration immediately. So I am using a software like Visio. What I'll do, I'll start from I will start the instance of Visio again so that all of you can follow me. So Visio is a general purpose modeling software. It is one of the prominent softwares utilized by business analysts. We learn Visio extensively during our program. In fact, I conduct master classes in Visio so many a times. So new, this is it. Within new templates, flowchart, within flowchart BPM and diagram. So Visio has provided us some templates wherein these shapes are available. Of course, you need to recognize the shape, what is the particular purpose of a given shape. So it is as easy as this. But Visio is a software from Microsoft, just as other tools like Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, easy to start, but there are layer after layer beneath the surface. So if you learn Visio while you learn business analysis in my program, I'll make you a proficient and an advanced Visio user. And I'll tell you, this is something, these are the skills which even business analysts who would have been working on the job for quite some time, they may not have access to these skills because they might be busy with their own day-to-day activities. That is why you see there is always a scope for new guys to come and jump in with higher salaries in the IT job market. So IT industry is something where there is always a scope for newcomers. So we come back, you see here. So this is an output, a process model, and even everything has a meaning. Even these dashed lines have a meaning. If we have put up a X sign here, this has a meaning, a plus sign has a meaning. I will teach you all. And not only I will teach you all, I have a 48-hour video library, which I will share it with you so that even beyond my live online classes, you can learn that. This is a wireframe. So wireframe is the visual surface of the software which is getting developed. So as a business analyst, you may not be a programmer, you may not be a UI specialist, but you can prepare an output like this. See here, I am using another template. New templates. This template is available in software and database. Within software and database category, there are these wireframe templates. Because you see, if you are part of a project, and if that project is building a software to start with, if you can show the client this is how your app is going to look like, the client may be able to understand the requirements better. He may be able to provide some suggestions. So all these outputs are to focus the team and to focus the client, understand the requirements better. The team and the client should come on one page. And finally, what we deliver, the client should say, yes, this is what I have asked for. So now what I show you, that business analysis is beyond your worldly wide experience. It is, you need access to tools. You need access to you need access to techniques, you need access to methods. See, now I am not utilizing any programming skills. So all those who are visually inclined or even otherwise with practice, you can learn all this. It is as easy as this. So what you have seen here, taking you back to the slide, you prepare requirement documents. So for document, I do not show to you regular report, but even report even if you are to write a 70-80 page report, you require advanced Microsoft Word skills. I'll teach you all that. And then to manage requirements, you require to have access to a software like Jira or Microsoft TFS. So Jira is the popular software. In our program, we learn Jira in significant detail. So as a business analyst, these are your outputs. Now you know what are your activities, what are your outputs. You also know what is business analysis, what is IT business analysis, and what is impactful business analysis. If as a business analyst, you are part of a team which is making an impact, you will sooner and not much later become czar of the IT world. So here I'll give time to a few of you. If any of you would wish to speak, I will take up your question. So please raise your hand. So Vidya, I will unmute you in some time. Please be ready. Who else? But before that, I'll check if there are any written questions. So someone has asked what is ERP? ERP is Enterprise Resource Planning. So there are big packages which are known as Enterprise Resource Planning packages. So Vidya, I unmute you now. You may please speak. And Mr. Hari, I'll talk to you after Vidya. So I'll take up these two questions and then we will move ahead.
I think, sorry, by mistake, I raised my hands.
Okay, not an issue. Thank you. So Hari, I'll unmute you now, and then Pallavi, I'll give you a chance to speak after Hari.
Yeah, I think, so am I audible now?
Yeah, so clear.
Okay, thank you, sir. So there are basically two questions I have. One, we're talking about IT business analyst, and where we particularly looking after IT sector. But
Yes,
in fact, in the real world, there are other sectors too, like manufacturing, BFSI,
yes,
and I mean, and also service sectors. So will
yeah.
this business analysis course fitting into those roles, or is it purely into the IT sector,
So
I mean, the
please understand.
technologies?
No, what? So when you talk about BFSI, who is the employer who is in your mind, so that we are able to zero?
An
Let's say when you
investment
talk about
banker,
investment banker. So
right?
okay. So you see whether you work for an investment banking firm. So okay, so I'll explain. While you work for an investment bank, either you can work as an So do you wish to work as an investment banker?
Right. In fact, I am an investment banker.
Okay, so then I'll tell you. So if you are working as an investment banker, I may call you as an investment banking analyst, or let's say if you are working at Dalal Street or at Wall Street, I may call you as a equity research analyst. So that is a different
Right.
role. For that
Hmm.
role, you need to know ins and outs of your trade. And again, you see, you have to analyze some problems and come up with your recommendations and solutions. The opportunity which we discuss out here is applicable to the investment banking or BFSI domain. It is also applicable to IT companies. The opportunity is that of a business analyst or IT business analyst who is working on IT projects. You see, today, if you carry out any banking opportunity or any activity or investment banking activity, we can't complete the transaction without significant intervention of IT. In fact, without
Right.
IT, we can't. So this person will understand investment banking and he will also understand IT. So
Hmm.
the
True.
so you may be a domain expert now and you acquire business analysis skills on the go, or you may be a business analyst now, say a company like Accenture hires you, and while they put you on a project wherein investment banking IT projects are being carried out, you learn investment banking. I'll share my experience with you. Maybe that will put things in perspective. I
Okay.
completed my master's in management way back in 1997 from School of Management, IIT Bombay. So I have done my Bachelor's of Engineering from IIT Roorkee prior to that. So after I completed my Master's in Management, I was hired by a Singapore-based company. So this company is FA First Apex. Now it is known as First Apex Entity Data Systems. So this company was a world leader and a very pioneering company who were preparing products in the insurance software domain. So my job was to work as a business analyst with insurance sector companies. So this is I of the BFSI. So
Right.
when I started, I learned my product, the software product, and along the way, I also learned insurance. So per se, I am not an insurance analyst in the traditional sense, but I am an IT analyst who can work, who can provide solutions to insurance industry. So does that answer clarify your doubts?
Right, right. Yeah, I think I got it cleared, sir. And I mean, in connection to this, I also have a second thing. I mean, connection to the first question, so not a different question. So before you had explained about analytics and analysis, right? But while doing our jobs as a business analyst, how better do we able to leverage the analytics portion of it? Like, I mean, do we need to know in and outs of the new technologies, or it's only processes we take care of?
You see, let us just focus on this screen, what you see here on the screen. This is your core activity.
Right,
Now,
right.
over and above this core activity, say if you are so proficient in Excel, so I welcome you. So
Okay.
you can't be everything to everyone all the time. But since you have how many years of experience? You tell me.
3 years.
3 years. So you are just a start. So by the time it will be 10 years, I am sure you will have a core expertise, and then beyond that core, if you are a bit enterprising, say you are an analyst, you might have learned a bit of analytics also, or it might be the other way around.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Investment
over the process, yeah, it happens.
So you see, investment bankers can learn IT and IT managers can learn investment banking. Same is true for analyst activity, analytics activity, product management, etc. Today you are a business analyst. So many of my students whom I would have taught business analysis in 2015, now they are learning product management from me. So we have a long career. In that long career, for sure, we expect you to have a number of skills, but somewhere you have to start. So that start should be as per your choice.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I got it cleared. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So Pallavi, I unmute you. You have raised your hand, and I will take Pallavi's question and then we will move ahead. And in the meanwhile, everyone please focus on this slide. Good that we have stopped on this slide. and this is so important. So Pallavi, you are self-muted. You can unmute yourself and you can speak. You have raised your hand. Yeah, you can speak now. So Pallavi has a question. What is Jira? So Jira,
Yes. Hello.
yes, yeah, please speak.
Yes. Sir, yeah, first question is what is Jira? And another one is like if I want to continue my career as a BA, business analyst in BFSI domain. But as of now, I don't have any experience, any knowledge on BFSI domain. But yes, I would like to start my career as a business analyst in BFSI domain. So what would be the, what guidance you would like to give me?
Okay. So first I will answer what is Jira. Jira is, as they call it now, project tracking software from Atlassian company. Atlassian is the number one company which provides us various softwares to carry out Scrum projects. So almost every IT company in the world, or almost every second IT company in the world, be they big or small, is utilizing Jira for project tracking. So if you are working on a project which is utilizing Scrum, or for that matter, for many other projects, Jira is the preferred software. So if you work as a business analyst, if you work on an IT project, it is highly likely that you will be working on a project tracking software like Jira, because you see projects progress as the time passes by. So this is Jira. Your second question is that you would like to become a business analyst wherein you would like to focus in the BFSI domain. So tell me, what is your current qualification and what is your current experience?
Okay, so I have done engineering in IT, information technology, and my experience, total experience is 5 years. Currently, I'm working in IT industry only, but the role is pre-sales. So I'm working in pre-sales.
Pre-sales. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will answer your question in detail a little later when I will talk about domains. But allow me to ask you, have you ever, when you work as a pre-sales specialist, have you ever submitted some proposals to your prospective clients who are in the BFSI domain, that is either banking or finance or securities or insurance?
No, actually, as of now, we don't have any client from banking domain. But for other client, yes, I have submitted the proposal.
Okay, good. So you have a good starting situation, but I will park your question. As I will come to the business domains, then I will explain how you can move on to a banking business analyst in the BFSI domain. It is possible, and you, as on date, you have traversed a good distance.
Okay, thank you.
So just wait for a while. I'll answer. And that,
Sure.
because first you need to switch to the business analyst role, and then you need to ensure that you get to the BFSI domain. So let us first understand how do we switch to the business analyst role. And everyone, you will get a recording of this webinar, and not only you will get a recording, you will also get a digital certificate, which I request you can share on LinkedIn, and also please tag me. And I have already shared you my LinkedIn profile with you. Please connect with me on LinkedIn also. And there are so many other questions also, and I will be answering those questions as we move forward. So don't worry, by the time we will finish, I will answer all the common questions and all the individual questions as well. So how do you switch to a business analyst role? How do you take up an IT business analyst role, say, in a company like Accenture? So let's see. It is as easy as 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you have the right skills, if you have the right attitude, companies are willing to roll out a red carpet for you. So let us understand what these right skills are. So understand 3 key skills for an IT business analyst. Master 6 key software applicable for the IT BA role. Identify your starting point. You see, all of you are unique. Each of you is unique. That means you may have a different work experience, you may have a different academic qualification, you may have a different schooling. Some of you may even have a different nationality. So my prescription may be a bit different for all of you. Say, if you are a resident or a US national, taking up a business analyst role is much easier compared to when you are in India. They expect much less. So it depends where you are. But I can tell you, moment you leverage your past and you learn something new here, the floodgates of career opportunities will open up for you. Not one or two. I have my students who have 5, 6, 8 job offers at hand at the moment. That is, so it is basically the opportunity which is available now. And they have been preparing themselves for this opportunity. So let us understand what are the 3 key skills of a business analyst and how you can switch to a business analyst role as easy as 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you require at the core IT business analyst core skills. What are those core skills? You should be able to complete or prepare all the outputs, requirement models, visuals. You need to be able to do requirements management. You need to be able to do requirements documentation. Then soft skills and domain skills are 2 ancillary areas. Soft skills are project, communication, and leadership skills. So our expectation on this area will be different from someone who is having no experience and from someone who is having 10 years of experience. Again, the same is true for domain skills, but it is this core which is expected. So let us see what is in a store. So what are the core skills for the business analyst or the IT business analyst? Requirements engineering and management. Now this word is so familiar to you. You are the requirements expert. Modeling and visualization. Now you have seen a requirements model. It looks something like this. If you see SQL, SQL stands for a structured query language. It is the standard programming language to work with relational databases. IT is all about information. This information has to be stored, retrieved, updated. So you need to possess structured query language skills as is expected from a programmer. No, as is expected from a business analyst, not as we would expect from a programmer. Appreciation of technology and technical environment. So I don't expect you to be a programmer, but you need to be a tech savvy person. You need to be a smart communicator. Software project knowledge that you will learn Scrum. I'll teach Scrum SDLC implementation methodologies in detail. Frameworks like Agile and Scrum, and then frameworks like UML and BPMN also. And you need to master softwares like Visio, Balsamiq, Jira, Word, Excel, SQL, Xure, etc. Our program is a hands-on program, which starts from next week, 15th of January, 2 p.m. India time. It is a hands-on program, and this will equip you to a level which is better than a business analyst who is on the job for last 8 years. So these are your core skills. I was talking to an investment banker only few minutes back. So industry knowledge, domain vocabulary, these are some additional skills because you will be providing your solution to a client. You will be providing your solution to a business. But this expectation is much lesser from those who have zero experience or less experience. In fact, you learn domain skills on the job, just as I have learned domain skills in insurance when I was a rank fresher. You will also get your opportunity. Anyone who is having less than 5-6 years of experience, domain skills are not compulsory. But someone has asked me that I would like to join a BFSI, become a BFSI business analyst right away. You start with the core business analysis skills, learn this, take up a BA job, and then you move on to the specialized area. BFSI, which stands for business, banking, finance, securities, and insurance, is an area which is an evergreen area for IT projects. So that is why many people prefer that. So these are 3 key skills which you need to acquire. Again, see here, as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4. Understand and of course acquire and master 3 key skills for a business analyst. You if you only be aware of the list, that's not enough. You need to master. And I run live online class every Saturday, and it is a 2.5-month program. By the time you complete this program, you will be better than so many hands-on business analysts who would have been doing business analysis for last so many years. Then master 6 key software for the business analyst role. Word. So Word is Microsoft Word, or its counterpart like Google Docs, or those of you who are using Mac systems or Apple systems, the counterpart out there. But we learn Microsoft Word because you need to prepare requirement documents. You need to master this software. Only then you can do your activity quick and in a proficient manner. Visio. I have already shown you the glimpse of Visio. Visio is the preferred software for business analysts, and this is the requirements modeling software. Your skills will be equivalent to that of an advanced Visio professional by the time you complete my program. Balsamic. Balsamic is the popular software for wireframes and visual mockups. Jira. Jira is the project tracking software. SQL stands for structured query language. And then 6th is Excel and PowerPoint. You would have been exposed to Excel and PowerPoint. You will learn a bit more. So 3 key skills, 6 key software, because you are as good as your tools and your arsenal. And of course, I will teach you business analysis techniques. I will teach you business analysis frameworks like unified modeling language and business process model and notation. And all this we will learn via a software project and via case studies, role plays, and discussions which will happen week after week. Some 10 to 12 week program is this one. So week after week, and all of you, those who join this program, will be part of a cohort or a group, and each one of you will be connected to each other through a small WhatsApp group. And I'll also add you to a large WhatsApp group wherein we keep on sharing opportunities and jobs on a daily basis. So 3 key skills, 6 key software, over and above tools, techniques, framework. So as a business analyst, you need to master business analysis tools. So tools and softwares are the word is being used interchangeably. Tools or softwares like Word, Visio, Balsamic, Jira, SQL, Excel, etc. Techniques. There are techniques also. Techniques like Moscow, which is a requirements prioritization technique. SWOT, which is a technique to do strategic prioritization. McKinsey 7S. So you will learn multiple techniques also. Kano analysis. So you will learn tools, you will learn techniques, you will learn frameworks. So frameworks are 2 big frameworks which are there. That is Unified Modeling Language Framework and BPMN. And then I will teach you to prepare the outputs, because it is these outputs and your communication which will make you an expert. Now you need to identify your starting point. What is your area? If you are a fresher and if you are weak in all the 3 things, that's fine. I'm here to teach you, because the first area, which is business analyst core skills, I am your guardian in that, and I'll be the torch bearer. I'll show you the path. Soft skills, as all of you communicate with me via this platform, I may assume that you are an equally good communicator and even better than me. The newer generation is even better. Domain or business skills, some of you may have a banking background, or you may be an insurance professional. So if you know domain skills, you need to come up with core skills. Again, I'll tell you, lesser the experience, expectation is less. Higher the experience, you will have a higher expectation from your employer. The employer will also have a higher expectation from you. So there is a question. Can we cover Power BI in our business analyst course? So Power BI is not part of the core program, but I will provide you. Power BI is very interesting software, and if you are exposed to Excel, you can quickly migrate to Power BI. I will provide you project work or assignments in that. Then another question, experience of 14 years heading various projects. What is better course for us? So Navratan, I'll address your question at the end. So because this may require a longer discussion, so I will address this at the end once I have completed my session. So please wait. And all of you who will be completing this session, they will also receive a certificate of participation. So don't leave midway. If you have the right skills, the whole world is your playground. You may be working for a company like Facebook, which is now known as Meta, or WhatsApp, or Sony, or TCS, Entity Data Systems, a company like Reliance Jio Infocom. So the whole world is your playground. You can work from anywhere, live anywhere, work in whichever company of your choice. All you need is right skills. The world has really become flat. The opportunity is ahead of us. If we have the right skills, there are employers who are ready to entertain us. Now it is up to us, how do we leverage? Prosper as a business analyst. You acquire these skills, you get onto a role. What next? You can progress in a vertical manner, you can branch out as well. So allow me to share with you the career path which a business analyst goes through while he takes up this role. So this is your career roadmap. Someone who is having 0 to 3 years of experience, he will be taken as a junior business analyst. So you will have initial skills. You may be new to the business domain. We do not expect you to be a domain expert if you are a fresher, but you work along the team and you learn. Someone who is having 3 to 7 years of experience, he takes up a BA role. He is expected to come up with the outputs. He is expected to take charge of independent projects, and he may be reporting to a senior person, a senior delivery manager, or a senior BA, and he has to come up with independent outputs. Senior business analyst. A senior business analyst oversees multiple projects at a time. Now you need to be good in documentation also. Sometimes you see business analysts or those who are at the start of their career, they are not able to master the language that much. Client partner. Now the client partner is the trusted partner of the client. So client partner is more on the managerial side, or you can take up the enterprise analyst role. Enterprise analyst role is a role wherein you design IT architecture and IT frameworks for the client. This is more on the technical side. Client partner, client account manager is more on the managerial side. With 14 to 18 years of experience, so see the career progression: 0 to 3, junior BA. Business analyst, 3 to 7 years of experience. Senior business analyst, 7 to 9. Client partner, 9 to 14. with 14 to 18 years of experience, let us say if you have spent 15 years of experience in a company of a reasonable size, and let's say in a given domain like e-commerce or insurance or telecom, you are ready to take up the competency head role. So starting now as a fresher, in another 15 years, you will be in the limelight. And 15 years is something which happens like this. Those who have 15 years of experience can tell you. Your age between 25 to 40 years will fly in a manner that when you will be 40, 42, 45, you will simply wonder how the time has flown. So that time is going to fly by. It is up to you that you acquire solid skills now so that you have a solid career. And then with 18 plus years of experience, you become EVP or a senior management. Salaries, if we talk about the business analyst salary, at a conservative level, say if you have 7 years of experience, your salary can be anything a multiplier of 2.5 to 4. So with 7 years of experience, you can have 15 lakhs as a salary per annum in Indian rupees or 28 lakh rupees per annum as a salary if you have been a business analyst for last 7 years. This is the current, these are the current salary levels. And if you are posted abroad, or which depending upon the location, you may earn a salary in US dollars, you may earn a salary in Great British pounds. So I'm not talking about that. And then moment you reach this scale, competency head, EVP and all, your salary again grows exponentially. So herein, again, you see it is not something like a multiplier. You may be earning in ESOPs, you may be earning in bonus and commission and so many other areas. So this is the career roadmap for the business analyst. So there are 6+1 key industries which you need to, wherein you can find your career. So because you are finding a solution for a client, so you can't say that, look, I am new to the industry. No, now I do not know what is underwriting, say for insurance industry, what is the underwriting process or what is the claims process. So for your industry, you need to, moment you gain experience, you acquire domain expertise also. See this, domain skills or business skills. You can't have all these 3 skills to start with. Somewhere you have to start. So over the years, you need to acquire domain skills also. So there are these important domains. Banking, evergreen domain. If you know banking, we need you. I will teach you business analysis. Companies will just lap you up. Finance, corporate finance, securities, etc. Finance propels commerce. Wherever there is growth, this domain is important. Securities, steady demand. Insurance, steady long-term demand. Healthcare is booming today. Telecom is on the upsurge. Only travel domain is having a weak demand, travel transportation because of corona. So you can, with time, acquire an expertise in a domain. In fact, one of the very common specializations which people are on a lookout for is payments domain. Very many opportunities are there in payments domain. We conduct at our place, we conduct programs in business analysis, we conduct programs in product management, we conduct programs in domains, especially payment and insurance. So, but you can't learn all these areas day one. Somewhere you have to start. So just don't be overwhelmed. Moment you have core business analyst skill, that start has become. There is an investment company from Belgium. They have set up a IT excellence center in Gurgaon. So my students are working there. There is a travel company, if you would have heard the name, Sita Travels. So this is a Swedish company. My students are working there as a business analyst. So neither the individuals were having experience in travel domain earlier, nor the other individual was having an investment banking domain experience. But with time, with, you see, build up of a track record, people are getting opportunities. So we need not be overwhelmed that we need to learn so many things at a time. Start with core business analysis skills, other things will come up. And all what it takes is your 48 hours of effort over 12 weekends. 48 hours of live online class. I will also provide you 48 hours of videos, some small assignments, case studies, and a project work during these 3 months. 1 month into the program, you can start to apply. Hopefully, even before you complete the program, if you have a clear focus, if you have a clear mind, you can be a business analyst within 90 days from today. So even before it is 30th April, you can be a business analyst and you can be working at your dream company. So here I will stop for a while and I will ask you if there is anything which you would like to ask. So I will check if there are any questions which have been provided to me in a written manner. So I will first answer those questions. Just give me a minute. I will take up the questions one by one in the order of priority. Anyone who is having any question on business analyst salaries, because many a times people are so interested in the salaries which one gets. Anyone who is already working as a business analyst and is having having a question or is having a comment or observation, who will raise his hand? So anyone who is already into this profession can speak. When I say that you can expect a multiplier of 3 or 4, okay. So for now, I think there aren't any raised hands. I will wait till the end. So we move a bit ahead and I will provide you a glimpse of what we have covered so far so that there is always a satisfaction of what has been covered. See here. Now we know what is business analysis and what is IT business analysis. We know the IT business analyst role, the IT business analyst outputs and activities. We have also learned two key software development frameworks, Waterfall and Scrum. I have mentioned to you that to switch to a business analyst role, you need 3 core set of skills and you need to master 6 key software. And you need to identify your starting point. You can prosper as a business analyst. It is a lifetime adventure and career path is good. Youngsters and freshers and those with lesser experience cannot replace you, because you see these business domains do not change like programming languages. So if you are an expert, say if you have become an expert in insurance domain over the years, the processes in insurance industry aren't changing, except we are digitizing them, except you see we are transforming the processes in a digital manner. That's it, but the core concepts do not change. So when I have spent last 20 plus years as a business analyst, as a consultant in this industry, I am so confident that I am here to contribute for another 30 years also. So this is the power of this role. It is not like a programmer's role wherein, say, after a certain age, you say that, look, now I don't like programming and it is so taxing to my mind, etc., as many individuals complain. So this is what we have learned, and we move ahead from what we have learned. Herein, I will also show to you the share with you a bit on my class which I take. I take a live online class 2 p.m. to every 6 p.m. every Saturday. This is 48 hours of online classes. And again, here also it is 48 hours, 48 hours of recorded video sessions, assignments and practicals, project work, resume and interview preparation individually, professional and social collaboration, certification, placement assistance, ongoing support, and ongoing guest lectures. And this is a transformation machine. I'll transform you in these 3 months. That's my promise. You will get transformed and you will get a brand new career, and that is a 5-star career. You can join a recorded video program if the Saturday logistics does not suit you, or you can join a live online class, which is a 48-hour class these days. So this is the option which is available to you. So at the end, whosoever is interested, I will talk to you about this. So allow me to summarize this, and then I have kept full 15 minutes for individual discussion. So why do so many people love the IT business analyst career? What is the reason? Because this is a true international career opportunity from day one. Within 6 months of my completing my master's program, I was deputed to an international site. Within 2 years, I would have visited several countries. There is immense continuity in this profession, whether it is in terms of tools, the softwares which we use, or whether it is in terms of the domain knowledge. The domain knowledge neither changes so quickly, nor these tools have displayed that change. I've been using Word, Visio, and SQL since last more than 2 decades. Now, an individual can't match my level of skills for these tools. So it is not like a new programming language or a new kind of database management system coming up every 4 years, which one has to learn again. You can build upon your domain knowledge with time. People with less experience cannot match your wisdom and skills. And this is a role which is a managerial role. You work close to the sponsors, you work close to the management team. So since you are in visibility, you progress quickly. And this is not a role which involves selling. Many people who are trapped in this selling profession and who do not like that profession, many a times they try to move on to the business analyst role. If you are the one, you are attending the right webinar. So allow me to summarize this session, and then we will have full 15 minutes wherein we will discuss the business analysis career opportunity, your individual case, and how you can try and make a move to this industry. So as a business analyst, though this role doesn't involve selling, this role doesn't involve programming, but there is a lot of variety. Requirements, software testing, implementation, consulting, documentation, and this is a client-facing role. Business analysis is a challenging role. Don't think you can take it easily. It is not a laid-back clerk's job. It is a mental job, and it is a challenging job. It is a high-profile role. It is a global role. Your client may be a Fortune 100 company operating out of New York. Your client may be a telecom company operating out of Tokyo. So it is a global role. Requirements engineering and management is the key activity. As a business analyst, this is a teamwork. Don't think it is so important, so you are the only one who has to shoulder all the burden. You will have people who will support you. You will have your seniors. You will have your peers. So it is teamwork. Business analysts are leaders who work under the glare. So all the light will be on you. The arc light will be on you. A spotlight will be on you. And you have to bask in that glory. Someday you will receive appreciation for what others would have done. On some other day, you may even receive criticism, but that is life. I can assure you this is a long-term career. This is a wonderful and a rewarding career. Here I stop, and here I open the session for discussion, statements, comments, questions. And I will request all of you to speak so that you see we are able to connect with each other on a one-on-one basis, and we are also able to, I am also able to understand whether you have been able to get something out of this webinar. And I again share with you my LinkedIn profile. Please connect with me on LinkedIn also. I keep on posting useful information on LinkedIn, so you can so I am sharing this. Now the question and answer session starts. Let me see if you can raise your hand. I'll unmute you and you can speak. And in the meanwhile, I will take up written questions also. How will we get the certification? So Vidya, in this program, you will get a certificate of having completed professional level software business analyst program. I'll share this with you, and you will get the certificate after attending the classes, after completing the assignments, and after appearing in a small final exam. So this is the program. These are the softwares which you will work upon, and it is a process via you acquire these skills, you acquire a certificate, and more important than the certificate, you will get these skills which are so important. Gagan, a banker with 8 years of experience, can I shift to the IT business analyst role? Gagan, more than 50% of business which comes to IT industry comes from clients who are in banking, finance, securities, and insurance. IT companies require bankers who understand the domain and who can talk to the client. But we require people who can understand banking and who can also understand business analysis and IT consulting. So for this, you need these additional skills, which I mentioned to you in the webinar. Moment you acquire those skills, you are ready to go. What is Agile and how it is different from Scrum? So this is Vikram's question. So Scrum is an iterative method of software development or iterative framework of software development, which is a variation of Agile framework. Agile projects are governed by Agile philosophy and Agile manifesto. So Agile framework, which is governed by Agile philosophy and Agile manifesto, has got its many variations. Scrum is the popular variation for Agile. There are other variations like DSDM, Kanban, etc. 4 years in BA, what is the expected salary? So 4 years in BA, you should expect a salary of anything between 8 to 15 lakhs rupees per annum. 12 is good enough. So Rajnath, if you are ready to speak, I will unmute you. Just send me a yes. Then I'll unmute you. So Navratan, now I'm ready to answer your question. This is the opportune time. If you are around, I will unmute you now, because I need to understand your background. Be ready. Yeah, here I am. Please speak.
So I'm heading various projects. By domain, I'm a chartered accountant profession. And I'm heading BFSI, security broking firm.
Broking firm, okay.
So I work on various projects which are related to the software development and the other various projects which are required in software, basically for the broking.
Okay. So what's your question?
So now, which course is more suitable to us, whether like business analyst course or the project management course, which is the right kind of like which we can definitely improve our skill set.
Tell me one thing, since you are already a chartered accountant, since you are already working in a broking firm, since you are already working on the projects what is your role? Are you a business analyst, consultant, project manager? What is your current role?
I can say the project manager or looking after the various projects. I'm
Various
aware
IT
about
projects.
various IT projects.
So you see, there is a boom in demand. Have you already applied to some IT companies, or there is some gap in the skill set?
No, I've not applied for any IT. I'm trying to improve my skill set. I'm already aware about the various tools what you mentioned about the Jira, SQL, Excel,
So you
or
can.
Agile Scrum Master.
So you see, in any case, I will not suggest you to be on the project management side unless you are a through and through delivery manager or a IT manager. If you are more of a, you see, if at heart, if you are a chartered accountant, tell me at heart, are you a IT professional or are you a chartered accountant?
I'm an IT professional.
Okay. So so if you have been a delivery manager, you can continue doing so. So for that, you just apply, you will get a job since you already have 14 years of experience. Other than that, you can acquire consulting skills, that is the business analysis side, or you may even consider acquiring product management skills. Personally, I will not recommend you to take up project management area for the fact that there are so many project managers out there, and I'm not sure if you have that level of technical expertise.
Okay. No, I'm more into the techno-functional role side actually, where I give my domain expertise or like how do we have.
So then you continue to be a consultant or a business analyst. Project management is not an area where you need to focus upon.
Okay.
So you acquire business analysis skills or product management skills.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I have a question from Pooja. Is BA and a product owner at the same time, or these are different roles? So on Scrum projects, the person who is in charge of the project success or project requirements is called as the product owner. So Scrum projects, as you will learn if you are part of the program, I believe you are, so you have already enrolled. So in Scrum, a business analyst role has not been, for a Scrum team, has not been specifically defined. So if it is a small project, the business analyst himself is the product owner, or the senior most person may take up the product owner role. And if there are other individuals who are to work on the requirements activity, they will take up the BA role. So I have yet another question. What is Kanban? Is it related to Scrum? So both Kanban and Scrum are variations of Agile methodology. So Scrum is more popular for software development projects. Kanban as a methodology is more popular for software maintenance projects. So there are three individuals who have raised your hands. I'll just unmute you one by one, Shweta, and then Charmi, and then Pallavi, and then we move ahead. Yeah, Shweta, you may speak.
Hello. Hello, good evening, sir. Sir, I want to
Yeah.
know like how telecom industry relates to IT business analysis profile, in the analyst profile, how it relates, like telecom industry.
You see, telecom industry has got its own processes. So say, for example, if I am a subscriber to a telecom network, say if I am a subscriber to a Airtel network or Jio network, the regular activities happen out there. New client has to be onboarded. If the client has been provided some services, bills are to be raised. The network has to be made available. There may be a contact center which may support my requirements and call. All this is being fueled and propelled by IT. So as a business analyst, you need, if you work for a telecom client, you need to be, as it is known in telecom systems, there are OSS operational support systems and BSS business support systems. And then the network also has. So you need to know what these processes are, operational support and network support processes are. So there is good demand of business analysts in telecom domain also.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, Charmi, I have unmuted you. You may speak.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Good
I
evening.
have close years of experience as a business analyst. I want to know, like, what all skills I need to acquire in order to apply for product owner role.
You have how many years of experience as a business analyst?
7 years.
So 7 years is good enough experience. Since you are specifically on a lookout for a product owner role, which is so similar to a business analyst role, you just focus a bit more on Scrum framework. Everything what I have mentioned here, all these skills are expected from you. But since you have a specific liking that you need to get a title that of a product owner, you learn a bit more on the Scrum framework. So for Scrum framework, there is a Scrum guide available from scrum.org. You can just download that and read. And so that will be my suggestion to you.
Okay, thank you.
So you are, even today, you are ready to take up a PO role.
Okay. It's just that I need to brush up Scrum framework a
Scrum
bit.
framework
That's what you're suggesting.
and all what is expected from a business analyst.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. So Pallavi, I unmute you now. What is your question?
Sir, how to switch from sales to IT? From sales to BA?
So as you have mentioned that you are already in a pre-sales role and you are
Yes.
working as a pre-sales professional in an IT company. Am I right?
Yes. Yes.
So since you work as a pre-sales professional in an IT company, you are already 50%. You are already a business analyst, because you see you are submitting solutions to the business requirements, or the project requirements which your clients are sharing with you. What is the
Yes.
only thing that the scale of the pre-sales opportunity is very different in different companies. So say if you work as a pre-sales analyst at a company like Infosys, the submissions which you may be making or response to the proposals may be anything like $1 million bid or up to $20 million bid. So if you are already making higher bids, you are on a good wicket. If you are working for a small company and your bid size is very less, then it means you may not have that kind of exposure. So all you need now is to acquire these core business analyst skills and then just learn the pre-sales process in a formal manner once more. So since you are already in IT industry, you have traversed a good distance. Moment you acquire core BA skills, opportunities will come to you. What is the size of your organization? That will allow me to understand the kind of complexity to handle as a pre-sales IT business analyst.
Okay, so around 500 employees are working.
500. Okay, good. And what is the highest amount of bid size for which you have made a proposal earlier?
Sir, actually, I'm working on product. So,
Okay, so you have a
yeah,
product. What is
these are
good?
product.
What is your product?
Digital HRMS.
Digital HRMS. Okay. So is it so? What is a typical bit size which you make, or is it a software as a service?
Yeah, 770 license.
70 lakhs. So I think it is good since you are already working for a product. We need
Mm-hmm.
people who have product skills. We need business analysts who have worked on a product. All you need is to leverage your current experience, learn business
Mm-hmm.
analysis skills as they are known to you now, which I have mentioned here, and that's it. You are ready to go. Even within this
Okay.
quarter, you can become a BA. You have a good background.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And
Yeah.
sir, as I said, I want to, switch my career in BFSI domain. Currently, I'm working on HR domain. So, what would you suggest to, what I need to do to get knowledge on BFSI domain?
Okay. I'll tell you. First thing is I can relate why you are so interested in the BFSI domain, because BFSI domain is a big career opportunity vis-a-vis
Hmm.
HRMS domain, because human resource management systems are systems which are a bit slow, wherein you see there is less demand and there is no
Hmm.
criticality. Whereas for a banking system, for a stock market system, the speed of process is very high and the criticality is so high. And according to criticality and responsibility, people get paid for it. So I suggest you go step by step. First, you take on a
Oh,
business analyst role, and then you
okay.
learn a given domain, because BFSI is a very big area. It is banking. Within banking, it can be corporate banking, it can be retail banking, it can be treasury, it can be forex. It is
Hmm.
insurance. Within insurance, it can be life insurance, it can be non-life insurance, it can be health insurance, and so many other areas. It so so one domain, even a simple domain like payments, has got 10 domains. So what you can do, then there is capital markets. So what you can do, you first move on to the business analyst role, whichever
Mm-hmm.
domain you get for, and then as a next step you focus on the BFSI domain. At this moment, don't be very choosy that look, I would like to be a business analyst, but I will work only on a banking project. You need to see what you
Okay.
have to offer. If a good company, there are so many good companies who are who are working in HRMS domain also. Just research. You can research a company named Kronos. Now they have renamed themselves. So, but even with the name Kronos, it will come. So they are world leaders in HRMS software, and they are the ideal employers mm, in the region where I am, NCR Delhi. So, so see if you can get an opportunity in a company like that. So don't stick that you are to move to BFSI domain only. First, become a business analyst and consultant, then make your next move.
Okay, so thank you.
Yeah, okay. So let me check if there are other written questions. So there is a question from Rishabh. What are different domains for a business analyst? So as I have shown to you, these are 6 key industries. You can see travel, banking, finance, securities, insurance, healthcare, telecom, and then there are so many others like e-commerce. So important. So we have almost overshot by 4 minutes. Last and the final call. If there are any questions, you can raise your hand. I will address to your question. And otherwise, I will summarize the session very quickly, and we will meet some other time, some other day, or hopefully when we start my batch, you will be there next Saturday at 2 p.m. So looks there aren't any more questions. So I stop the webinar now. So dear friends, thank you for attending this webinar, Succeed as a Business Analyst. No better time to join this profession. No better industry than IT industry, no better role that of a business analyst or a consultant, with immense continuity and good exposure. You have learned today fundamentals of business analysis, fundamentals of IT business analysis, SDLC methodologies like waterfall and Scrum, outputs like requirements models, requirement visuals, requirement documents, and you do requirements management. 6 key software. I will show those 6 key softwares to you again, so these are your outputs. Have a look. 6 key software which you need to master, and then this is a role wherein you can make impact. And if you work with a organization whose software is reaching billions of people, you will think as if you are the chosen few. Small steps which you take today, you start out on a very successful long-term career. With this, I stop this session now. Thank you for attending. Please keep in touch. Thank you, everyone. So I send you a formal thank you via the message window. Thank you, everyone. You can also connect with me on WhatsApp at 9198 100 55734. So yet another question, how are we going to get the certificate for the session? It will reach you on your email. Okay, bye-bye each of you. Allow me to close the session.